This is how Battlefleet Cadia prepared for battle. There were many amongst the ship crews of Battlefleet Cadia, the eldest and aged sailors mostly, who succumbed to the superstition that the Eye of Terror itself was alive. It was a soft blasphemy, born in the depths of ships, kept quietly to its believers' chests and away from the ears of the officer corps and shipboard commissariat. Yet the more one served patrolling its boiling edge, the more believable the folktale became. The extent of long-range auspex scans that swept continuously over the anomaly often detected solid matter materializing out of it into reality. The fastest ships of the nearest squadrons to the positive return would burn their engines bright, pushing them to their limits as they raced to confirm the scanner's readings. Crews would scramble to their stations. Prayers reserved for the eve of battle would bellow from the lips of preachers to blare across the decks from vox horns. Press-gang slaves would labor to haul immense ordnance into the breeches of even larger weapons, drowning in incense from robed priests of the Adeptus Mechanicus as they blessed every shell and cannon. The rest of the battle fleet would marshal itself together. Warships congealed into perfect formations that had been drilled and drilled until they became reflex. The forces of the Cadian Gate would hold their collective breath, their bridges silent, waiting on a knife's edge for the eye to vomit forth another of the War Master Abaddon's Black Crusades. Almost every time, the vanguard of the arch-enemy's invasion was revealed to be nothing, a rotten husk of shipwreck, or a tumbling mass of ice and rock randomly discharged into reality. The true identity of each object would be established after the reaction force had sailed through its wreckage, ripping it apart with their guns equally to confirm it was no facade, as well as to vent the frustration of the commanders. The Battlefleet's crews would release the breath they had been holding, and divide back into their individual routines. And the oldest ratings in the darkest decks would give a mirthless chuckle, swearing they could hear the warp wound's laughter at the trick it had pulled on them yet again. This was the case almost every time.